Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm in the bus, camping out in the bus. It's pitch black out. It's like 12 at night, I think. Just hanging out here, watching a movie. Got a candlelight going. I got my LED. Some car out there. Yeah. So yeah, I got lanterns going. I got a light up here. It's really bright. I faced it toward the wall. It's just too bright. That's an 8.5 watt LED, and it's just like wicked bright. If I turn it this way, it's like the bus is way too bright with that thing. So I'm not it's just a lamp that I had laying around. So yeah, I mean, I'm just testing stuff out. I'm out here watching a movie. Solar. Um, yeah, I put this light on its own switch, so I can just use that one light if I need to, instead of having that the backlight. They're all on their independent switches. Bathroom, no, yeah. But I mean, lantern and these lights too. Yeah, it's a little dark. Maybe flashing. Let's try flashing out. Yeah. It's real comfortable in here, it's like cozy. It's beautiful out tonight. It's 75 degrees. It's beautiful. So yeah, I'm just sitting here hanging out. Got my mini inverter. I don't even, as you guys can see, this inverter's not even on. I got a new inverter for nighttime, so it would be consume like no energy. Instead of having to run that 1500 watt inverter for just this 45 watt TV and 13 watt Blu-ray player, I don't want to fire up that 1500 watt inverter. So I got a small 150 watt inverter, and it's 95% efficient if you're running close to 150 watts, which I am. So that's why I did that. So instead of that, if you run an inverter like that 1500 watt inverter and you're not pulling 1500 watts, the further you get away from that, the less efficient it is. So to pull 100 watts off of that thing is probably less than 50% efficiency. You start to see your batteries drain faster than they should for just 50 watts, which made me go out and get another inverter. So what you want to do for nighttime is get an inverter, find out what your nighttime 120 consumption is. So mine, I don't use anything except the TV, the Blu-ray player, and maybe a 120 lamp like that. That's it. My water pump is 12 volt. My refrigerator's off for the nighttime until it gets sunlight out tomorrow and it turns back on. There's nothing else that runs off 120. So I wanted to get an inverter that powers that. I don't need anything bigger than 150 watts for nighttime. That's more than enough for my TV, my Blu-ray player, a couple lamps, and whatever else. I plug my phone in. It doesn't. It's plenty. So the closer you get to that 150 watts, the closer you get to that 95 efficiency. It's a little tiny inverter. It's underneath that thing right there, so the TV and all that stuff can easily get plugged into that. But yeah, it's perfect. I mean, my batteries, you can see, still 12.9. I'm watching a movie now. Normally, this movie's halfway through. Now, if I was using that 1500 watt inverter right there, by the time I was already halfway through the movie, that would at least be at 12.8 or 12.7 by now. It's still just hovering at 12.9. I haven't been in here too long. It's not like I've been watching the movie for hours or anything, but it's like a good, 35, 40 minutes into the movie. And yeah, so that would definitely be further down than 12.9 if I was using that 1500 watt inverter. It's just not efficient enough to watch movies on at nighttime. To just run that TV for 40 watts, 50 watts, you need something that's gonna be efficient at 50 watts. So pay attention to that, you guys. It'll help you out a lot. Um, I didn't know that when I was building the system, but now that I do know that, I did what I would have done if I had known that before. I would still do the same thing. I would get an inverter like that for the daytime, and I would get a tiny little inverter for my 120 stuff at nighttime. I would do it the same exact way I'm doing it right now if I had to do it over again. Reason being is because that inverter is great during the daytime. It runs all my stuff. You don't care how efficient it is during the day because the sun is coming in, and you don't notice it. It's my batteries are always fully charged, whether my refrigerator's on, my TV's on, lights are on. It doesn't matter. During the daytime when the sun is out, none of that matters. As soon as nighttime comes, you notice it. You notice when things aren't as efficient as they need to be. Which is why I'm really happy I thought ahead and I put all my lights and my pump and everything off 12 volt directly coming from my batteries. That way I don't need to use the inverter for anything. I can use all my lights right now without an inverter. They're directly plugged up to my 12 volt distribution panel, so they don't need an inverter. So basically, if I don't want to watch TV at nighttime, I don't need an inverter at night at all, period. I don't need that inverter, or I don't need the smaller 150 watt inverter. I don't need anything if I don't want to watch TV. The only reason I need an inverter at nighttime is to watch TV. That's it. So yeah, I've been doing things like, testing the system out. Tonight I'm sleeping in the bus. I'm about to go inside and grab the cat. He's gonna come hang out with me. I was just kind of like closing up windows and getting things ready so he couldn't scram out the window on me. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. For the next few days, I'm gonna be out here, finding out where I have issues, finding out little things I can change, and then after that, I'm gone. I'm hitting the road. So this is like the final testing before I get on the road. I don't want any surprises when I'm out there. I want to know what I'm gonna have a problem with now, and I want to fix it before I leave. Um, you know, so that's what I'm doing, you guys. Um, yeah, that's what it is. I've been doing trim work and things like that on the bus and cleaning everything up. And yeah, you can see I started to trim out this box. You know? But yeah, that's what it is. We're just hanging out. It's real cozy in here, especially when lights are off. It's like, you know. Just hang out. The lighting on my camera sucks, but it's actually like it looks a lot nicer than what it's showing up as. It's just real comfortable. I got my little LED lantern over here. If I can ever figure out how to turn that thing on, yeah. Kind of just flickers, like there's a real candle in there. So yeah, that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. Just hanging out. All right.